The sky darkened above the towering mountains, casting everything into twilight gloom. Atlas, the gigantic titan who bore the weight of the heavens on his shoulders, entered the battlefield first. His massive frame dwarfed the landscape as he took a defensive stance amidst the mountainous terrain. With a thunderous roar, he ripped a mountain from the earth, hurling chunks of it with devastating force. The impact sent colossal boulders hurtling towards the realm of Poseidon, and the shadows where Hades lurked. Across the plateau, Poseidon, god of the seas and master of earthquakes, stood close to the crashing waves. With a flash of his trident, he summoned a towering tsunami from the ocean, which surged forward, drenching the battlefield and destabilizing Atlas's footing. Concurrently, Hades, keeping to the shadowed edges of the skirmish, opened small, ominous cracks to the underworld. Ethereal spirits whispered through these cracks, surrounding both Atlas and Poseidon, inflicting psychological torment designed to sap their resolve. Hades vanished into the shadows, rendered invisible by his helm. Atlas, unperturbed by Poseidon's tsunami, countered with his might. He stomped the ground, sending shockwaves to neutralize the quaking earth beneath him. His fists, bearing the strength to fracture the very earth, created barriers from the land itself. Poseidon, undeterred, intensified his attacks, flooding the battlefield even further and summoning monstrous sea creatures like the Kraken, which wrapped their massive tentacles around Atlas, attempting to drag him toward the depths. But Atlas was relentless. His powerful limbs tore through the earth and sea monsters alike. Hades, sensing the escalating conflict, opened larger portals to the underworld, threatening to pull both combatants into his dark realm. Spiraling visions of dread and torment plagued Atlas and Poseidon, their willpower eroding under the weight of Hades' psychological warfare. Desperate to stay above the surging water, Atlas leaped to higher ground, lifting mountains to hurl at Poseidon or block Hades' haunting spirits. Poseidon responded with his final assault, summoning a deluge strong enough to engulf the Titan and directing sea creatures to further bind and drag Atlas into the watery abyss. Simultaneously, he used his earthquakes to seal the underworld entrances Hades had created, attempting to cut off the flow of spirits. In a shadowy corner of the battlefield, Hades conjured terrifying visions, attempting to break his opponent's spirits entirely. As Atlas smashed down upon Hades' dark portals, leaving cracks and fissures in the earth, Hades, futilely trying to maintain his gateways, faced the relentless onslaught of Poseidon's aquatic forces. If Atlas could maintain his stronghold and withstand both the flood and the psychological torment long enough, his titanic strength might leave Poseidon crushed beneath mountainous rubble, while Hades' tactics failed to break him. If Poseidon managed to drown the battlefield completely, he could render Atlas immobile in the deep, his sea monsters overwhelming the Titan, while seismic shocks disrupted Hades. Yet, if Hades' psychological tactics bore fruit, dragging Atlas and Poseidon into the underworld, he would ultimately stand victorious amidst the souls trapped in eternal darkness. In this realm, his power would reign supreme, capable of finishing the fight by imprisoning their very souls. The outcome remained uncertain, a true test of endurance and power in a clash of titans.